Jason and Grant. Their profession, plumbers.
You know, that smells divine.
Their passion, paranormal investigations.
Sounds good.
Ghost Nation.
Next on Ghost Nation.
Wait, what?
Paranormal investigation is a passion of mine, will always be a passion of mine. I decided to get back into the field in a much more public way, but in order to do that, I need a team.
Another one. Another.
The supernatural exists.
How many are there, really?
We don't have the answers. All we can do is ask the questions and trust our skills, our experience, and each other.
Something's missing!
Something's missing, all right.
Hey Hunters, I decided to watch some recent episodes of the newly relaunched Ghost Hunters on Discovery Plus, starring Jason Hawes and joined by investigators Steve Gonzalez, Dave Tango, and Sherry D. Benedetti. I'm sure I butchered that name. My apologies. Ghost Hunters was my first exposure to a professional produced reality program involving a paranormal organization, TAPS, investigating paranormal activity under the premise of helping the owner of the property, whether it be home or business, sort out their spirit problems. Leave me a comment if this was your first paranormal show exposure as well. The original Ghost Hunters aired in 2004 on the SyFy channel, starring the founders of the TAPS organization, Jason Hawes and Grant Wilson, with co-founder Grant Wilson leaving the show in 2012. The show would continue without Grant Wilson until 2016. During the original show's run, other notable cast members were Dave Tango, Steve Gonzalez, Amy Bruni, Adam Berry, who later joined the team, and numerous other talented investigators and special celebrity guests. Amy Bruni and Adam Berry later went on to star in their own show, Kindred Spirits. There were spin-offs along the way, such as Ghost Hunters International, Ghost Hunter Academy, Adam Berry being a winner of that show. We'll discuss those in future videos. Jason Hawes moved on to star in a new paranormal program named Ghost Nation, co-starring Steve Gonzalez and Dave Tango. I always thought that the titles over their heads and the intro of the cast were priceless. Leave me a comment if you know what I'm referring to. The show aired in 2019 on Travel Channel and lasted, I believe, 2 seasons, ending in 2021. Also in 2019, Grant Wilson was resurrecting and relaunching the Ghost Hunters show on A&E. With a cast of largely unknown investigators and no Jason Hawes, at least they were unknown to me. This iteration of the Ghost Hunters show lasted 2 seasons, with the last episode I could locate being aired in May of 2020. I was compelled by nostalgia to watch a couple episodes of the first relaunch of Ghost Hunters, but for the most part I found it poorly paced and hard to watch. No single cast member or interaction jumped out at me that made me want to seek it out and watch the episodes every week. Even Grant seemed off and out of his element. We'll get into that in a bit. Leave a comment regarding your opinion of any of the shows I mentioned. Now let's briefly discuss the newly relaunched Ghost Hunters, now streaming on Discovery Plus. Once again, I was compelled by nostalgia to give it a go. Right when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in again. I'll be using the original Ghost Hunters program as a baseline for comparison, along with current streaming paranormal programs to review the new Ghost Hunters. Also, just simply the entertainment value it provided while watching. Let me begin by saying all paranormal investigators, including myself, have their own methods and beliefs that guide them during their investigations. However, in the original Ghost Hunters show, I was always in the opinion that the Ghost Hunters team dismissed orbs and light anomalies too quickly and came to some debatable conclusions, and based upon those conclusions, advised the property owner all is well and you can just coexist with the spirit of ghosts. Leave a comment if you recall this happening. Seems in the new show they have done away with these old attitudes. Currently, they're using more modern investigation devices and methods, also making note of orbs, disembodied voices, and the ever-present EVPs. The 2-day investigation format is solid as well. They've continued the practice of investigating the property for past tragedies and the use of trigger items and names discovered through their research during their investigations. All these things I find to be of entertainment value and solid investigation techniques. The production, editing, and pacing of the new Ghost Hunters show is much more polished than the original Ghost Hunters program. making it feel clean like freshly washed linen, but I just can't seem to get comfortable watching. It's as though something's missing. I'll get back to this in a moment. The co-investigators are skilled, experienced, and competent, although at times they seem to be sleepwalking through the investigations, and the show seems a bit dependent on nostalgia and special guests. The show is only now visiting locations years behind other paranormal programs and YouTubers, giving it a dated feeling on some of the episodes' locations. The original Ghost Hunters was the first of its kind, something the paranormal enthusiasts craved without even knowing it. It had little competition within its genre at the time and had the benefit of the viewers getting to meet the investigators and founders of the TAPS organization for the first time. They used cool devices to locate spirits and reach out to the spirits gently and respectfully that some of us watching knew in our hearts were there and hoped to see and hear. Perhaps the reason I can't quite get comfortable watching the new Ghost Hunters is that they tell me that it's Ghost Hunters, but it's not. Like all the spin-offs and clone shows along the way, they've always been missing the same element when they launch, the heart of the show, the presence of both Jason Hawes and Grant Wilson in the show together, and their friendship. It was so satisfying in the original show to watch the two lead investigators as they established and demanded the standards of professionalism and credibility from their investigators in a field of expertise that was barely known and heavily criticized as fake. Watching their chemistry together and their interaction investigating haunted locations and managing the operation was as comforting and satisfying as throwing on your favorite old sweater while sipping a cup of tea in your favorite chair. If they hadn't demanded that level of professionalism at the time from the members of their organization, they would never have reached the level of success the original show achieved. Were it not for this commitment to excellence, the entire paranormal community would have suffered a terrible loss, and the acceptance and popularity that the paranormal community currently enjoys through programming, paranormal tourism, content creation, device sales probably would not exist today. Despite the competence and expertise of the co-investigators of the new Ghost Hunters program, without the dynamic between Jason Hawes and Grant Wilson present in the new Ghost Hunters show, I'm not sure they will ever realize the level of success that the original program obtained. I'm not sure why they haven't reunited, and it's probably none of my business. One can only hope. Honestly, though, I hope I'm mistaken. Jason Hawes, Grant Wilson, and the entire Ghost Hunters team were pioneers in paranormal programming and deserve gratitude and respect from the entire paranormal community for bringing credibility to the field of paranormal investigation. May they be blessed with all the success possible. Well, Hunters, that's it for this one. Please leave your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe. Share with your friends if you think of it. If you would like to view our content on Facebook, check us out here, Twitter here, and email us here. Until the next one, Hunters.